So the number of different ways in which males and females can come together and raise their young is huge. I, because of the particular species to which I belong and the particular society in which I happen to have been reared, tend to think that the monogamous pair, one male, one female, husband and wife, staying together long enough to share responsibility of raising the young, is the norm. But actually, in the animal kingdom at large, it's very, very rare. And one of the few creatures that also does that is this beautiful bird, the royal albatross. These two birds first mated over 20 years ago, and they have been together ever since. They met as 5-year-olds when they returned to these cliffs where they had hatched. While their elders nested, they joined with groups of others of their own age to dance. As the dance parties proceeded, the male and the female began to dance with one another habitually. After a few weeks of these courtship games, the young birds flew off back to sea. During the year that followed, they cruised the oceans separately, looking for fish. But the following year, they were both back. By now, they were regular companions during their time ashore. And then the male claimed a nest site. At last, after 4 years of courtship, their alliance was consolidated. The permanence of their partnership was essential, for an albatross chick takes nearly a year to grow big enough to be able to fend for itself at sea. Throughout that long time, each parent must make great voyages lasting several weeks to collect food, and be so faithful that it flies back hundreds of miles to feed its chick and relieve its near-starving partner, who has been its lonely guard. If you watch animals objectively for any length of time, you're driven to the conclusion that their main aim in life is to pass on their genes to the next generation. Most do so directly by breeding. In the few examples that don't do so by design, they do it indirectly, by helping a relative with whom they share a great number of their genes. And inasmuch as the legacy that human beings pass on to the next generation is not only genetic, but to a unique degree cultural, we do the same. So animals and ourselves, to continue the line, will endure all kinds of hardship, overcome all kinds of difficulties, and eventually the next generation appears. This albatross is over 30 years old. She's already a grandmother, and this year, once again, she's produced a chick. She'll devote the next 10 months of her life looking after it. She has faced the trials of life and triumphed. For her little 2-day-old chick, the trials are just beginning.